Hey everyone, certified high performance coach Michelle Marmer here today with Wednesday Wisdom. And of course, since it's February, we are talking about relationships. And last week we talked about your relationship with yourself. So if you missed that video, make sure you scroll back down and find it and watch it. But today, since Friday is Valentine's Day, we're talking about your relationship with others. So don't worry if you don't have a significant other in your life, you can still watch the video because what I'm going to be talking about today, applies to all of our relationships with the people that matter most to us. And of course, on Valentine's Day, it's usually with your significant other, but hey, like Galentine's Day is a big thing now. And in general, having strong, healthy relationships with the people that matter most to you happens when you nurture those relationships. And so that's really what I'm talking about today, is nurturing your relationships so that they'll stay strong. I mean, it's like, if you don't pay attention to your plants, like I have the worst green thumb actually, I'm getting better at it. But if you don't have, if you don't water those plants, if you don't nurture them, they're going to die. But if you nurture them, they will grow. So let's talk about what you can do, because the reality is love, it's a daily affair. It is not a one-day event. Just because Valentine's Day is Friday doesn't mean it's like, oh, I can express all this love on this day because it's the day for it, and then I don't have to do anything the rest of the year. Not true. You have to nurture your relationships on a regular basis. So how can you do that in an easy way that's really effective? I'm going to give you some thoughts today, some tips, and then I want to hear from you. So comment below or comment with this video today and let me know what you do to nurture your relationship. So let's start with touch, okay? And I'm not talking about just sexual touch. Obviously, if you have a significant other in your life, maybe that's part of it, but we as humans need physical touch. Studies have proven that physical touch affects our mental well-being and our physical well-being. We need physical touch. So, holding someone's hand, giving somebody a hug, expressing love, rubbing the back of your significant other as you walk by them, squeezing their shoulders, just some type of physical touch is important. Think about your children, for example. How often do you hug your child? Like, our kids need that physical touch. A friend needs a hug. When you see your friends, do you give them a hug when you greet them? Your spouse, your significant other, a hug and a kiss. Like my husband and I, we always make sure we don't leave the house without that. Their physical touch is important. The next big idea, but simple, is smile. Okay, so what I mean by that is expressions of happiness, expressions of joy, like that connects people, right? We're talking about growing our relationships. We're really talking about connecting. So smiling at people, making eye contact, that brings a sense of joy. It expresses joy. And you know what? It can bring a lot of fun into your relationship. My husband and I, we laugh a lot. My whole family does. It's one of my goals to always bring joy into my family and my relationships with others. So smiling, expressing joy, having fun, and having a sense of gratitude really in that underlying smile. Like a smile can say a lot. Eye contact and a smile can say a lot to someone. It lets them know you're there and you're present, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And it just creates a feeling of connection. Communication is the next one. And communication, I'm not talking about hashing out everything that has to be done for the week and how stressed out you are and how shitty your day was at work. I'm talking about communication about your dreams and your hopes, inspiring each other, really talking and then listening. Like, what does that person that's important to you need? How are they feeling? What's going on for them? What are their dreams and desires? Really communicating. To communicate is so important within a relationship. And that being said, being able to express your needs. Sometimes we forget that the people in our lives, they don't just know what we need. They don't just know what we want. And so being able to communicate what you might need in your life, that's important to that healthy relationship, okay? Then the next idea is to be present. And I mentioned this just a second ago, but this is big, okay? Being present actually encompasses everything I've been talking about: the touch, the smiles, the connection, the communication, like being present with someone, putting your phone down and really engaging, having quality time together. Our family is super, super busy. And so having quality time together is important because we don't have a lot of spare time. And the reality is, though, is if you have that quality time, you don't need a ton of it. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And it doesn't mean you have to be going out and doing things. And, it could simply be having a glass of wine together while you talk and communicate, while you cook dinner together, or while you do the dishes together. It could mean, again, just putting your phone down when you're connecting and talking. It could mean watching a movie together and, having your arm around someone, like having that physical touch while you're there and you're connected. So just being present, being really present with someone. Again, the smiling and the eye contact, that's about being present, right? That's where that connection takes place. So be present with people. And I got to tell you, like, this is a pet peeve of mine anyway, but there's nothing worse than going out to dinner with someone and you're trying to have a conversation, trying to communicate, right? And they are looking at their phone. Wow, huge disconnect. They're off somewhere else. They're not present with you. And it makes it really hard to have that relationship, to connect. So put the phones down, have some quality time together, be present with the people that matter to you so that you can communicate, so that you can really listen and hear what they have to say. And it'll make a huge difference. It really will. And the last thought is really just to not ignore the small things. It's about the small things, right? Everything I've been saying today, all of this stuff is small stuff. It's not like big, major things. I'm not telling you to, book a, week-long cruise to impress someone and show them how much you love them. I'm talking about little things. The small things matter, and they add up to truly, really big things, right? They add up to nurturing the relationship, creating stronger relationships, having more love in your life. And you know what? You got to commit to nurturing those relationships daily so that you can have love for a lifetime. Because if you don't, if you neglect it and you ignore it, it's going to wilt away. But if you nurture your relationships, they're going to grow. And we all need relationship in life. Again, whether it's with a significant other, whether it's with your children or family or, whoever your friends, the people that matter most to you, you got to nurture those relationships. So how are you going to do it? Okay. And again, the little things, maybe it's a text to a friend to say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Maybe it's a call to your significant other at work to say, I hope you have a great day, or again, a text or Snapchat or whatever it is that you do to communicate. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you pick up their favorite treat on your way home from work because you want to just let them know, like, I was thinking about you. And so I thought I'd pick this up for you, right? It can be so many little things, but the little things, they add up and they matter. So I want to hear from you now. I want to invite you to share some little things that you do to nurture relationships. Comment today in the video. And if you want to do something for someone that you love, then join the Success Mastery Monthly Program for yourself so that you can work on you, so that you can then provide that love and that joy and being your best self and showing up for those that matter most to you on a regular basis. or gift it to someone else. So that link will be in the video today. But more than anything, I want you to think about what are the little things that you can do on a regular basis to nurture the relationships that matter to you? Because if you don't nurture them, they won't grow. And it is so important that we have healthy relationships in our lives. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And hey, happy Valentine's Day this Friday. I hope that you are doing something fun and exciting with the people that matter most to you. And I hope that you will take this to heart and do something on a regular basis to nurture the relationships and grow the love that's in your life. So until next week, thank you so much for joining me. This is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer. Bye for now.